Sent over this design process guide to Keisha and Steven. You guys maybe have gotten a chance to go through this, maybe you haven't. I'll just touch on it briefly. If you have any questions, just let me know. But essentially, where we're at right now with this call is kind of just preliminary design. Or this is what serves as what we call the design kickoff call. So once the call is concluded, I'll give the architects the go-ahead that they can begin work if they've received everything, funding, signed contract, that from yourself. And they'll work on this first phase here, which we call preliminary design or PD. What that essentially is they'll create a floor plan view showing all the equipment and furniture and things like that for your store. That's when we move into the second phase, which is design development. That's that second phase that was listed in your contract that you signed. And it's essentially a 30% architectural set. And what that means is we take that preliminary plan and we build on it. We create additional views like interior elevations. We're going to mainly focus on these two phases right here over the next few weeks. And then I will prompt you as we go with additional, just kind of saying, okay, we're moving into design development or we're moving into CDs or things like that. So you kind of know where we're at in the process. Do you guys have any questions for me this far?
No.
Okay, I know it's kind of a lot at first, but like I said, Jason's very knowledgeable. You can always reach out if questions do come to you. So I received your design form. I looked at it along with your store. It looks, your location looks pretty great. Nice size, things like that. I'm not anticipating many issues with laying it out. I did see that you checked an enclosed office here. I don't foresee that being a struggle to add in, but if you do get the plan and it doesn't have that, that is just because we weren't able to fit it, and we'll always prioritize operational needs before the office. Looks like you checked 2 public restrooms. That's fine. And standard seating, great. I think, yeah, the only item we were touching on, Keisha, before you joined, was just the drive-up window. Looks like you guys would prefer to have a POS there if possible.
Yep.
That was kind of the gist of where we got with that.
So that's saying just one POS, right? Like that being the side where everything will run, or like another? What is?
We would typically place another POS back there.
Oh, okay. So 2 separate locations where they could check out then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so typically in our stores, you walk to the towards the back of the store, you order there, and then you'll walk towards the front of the store, and then you'll have your POS systems kind of in the corner over there. So, because of where that drive-through window is at, Jen, I'm not sure how we do our current casework.
Yeah, because I went into another store and they had the main counter and the drive-through like the same.
Yeah.
So is this basically saying that then there always will have to be 2 people? Like I'm trying to figure out as far as like running the window, and then if it's slower times, like how that works if it's not kind of the main area.
Yeah, Jason might be able to speak a little bit more to like what he would recommend operationally on how you staff the store.
You see what I'm saying, Jason? That's why I was wondering, like, does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the having a drive-through does command, depending on how many people that you have, right? I mean, if you have one person and you got enough stress on should be able to run that store.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, are we saying that the station where everything is made is going to be on the right side, I guess, when you're coming in, and then the drive-thru's on the left, so then they're running them over there to take it to the window? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, we have the option either way of, we can design whatever we want to.
Okay, so we're going to design it on that side, is what I'm saying. That's,
yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, that's all I was making sure. I was confused.
Yeah, no, there's no question it has to be, and I don't see any other way than eliminating the curb and the casework and running it straight to the wall.
Yeah, okay.
It's 1,400 square feet, so it's a larger space than what we normally have, and the reason we took that larger space is because, well, the rent structure was reasonable, but the drive-through, absolutely. So, but what we don't want to do is have an expansive store. So we want to treat it as if it's a smaller location, and then we have a bigger back room. Not smaller location, but normal size, 1,050 square feet. I don't want to be pushing everything back. I've seen some situation where you have a smaller back room and you've got this expansive storefront. We really don't want that.
Okay, like you don't want a bunch of extra space in the lobby, you want more space in the back of the house.
That would be correct.
Yeah, okay. I would think that would probably come naturally with the fact that the line is going to have to be really close to the front to, capture this drive-through here. Equipment. That is essentially my spiel. I don't know, Steven and Keisha, if you guys have any questions, anything else you wanted to bring up?
No, I think that's good. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with.
Yeah. I think it seems like a doable space, unless I'm being overly optimistic about it. I don't foresee a lot of issues with it. So.
No, it's a lot of space. So, like you say, I'm excited about it. So, look forward to working with you.
Yeah, you too.
So, very good meeting. We just had our meeting with the architect to lay out the design of our building. It was interesting because we have to use the assigned Kahala brand architect who designs all of their franchise locations. But we had to definitely put our foot down with some changes that we're looking forward to because we have a larger location. Typically, most of the Smoothie and franchise locations are about 1,050 square feet, and our building is 1,400 square feet. We chose this larger building because it had a great rent rate, but also because it had the opportunity for a drive-through, which we are hoping and looking forward to the increase in sales for people not having to get out their car because, we like something that's very convenient. But they were pushing to have us to have a larger lobby area with more seating, and we definitely had to push against that and tell them that we want more of the store pushed forward and to have a larger office space and storage space and back of the house space. They do ask us, do we plan to use like a Kahala millwork supplier, or do we choose to use a local supplier? We're going with a local supplier because you tend to save costs that way. Same with a Kahala preferred architect, or do we want to use a local architect? In our center, there's several other companies that have opened up that have gave us great references for contractors, architects, things of that nature. So we are going with a local architect. We're getting all new equipment for this location, so that's something that you also have to consider depending on your experience and where you're coming from. Some people will have maybe equipment and POS systems and different things they've used at other locations that they may want to bring over, but we're purchasing everything new. Like I mentioned, our location is a lot bigger than most Planet Smoothies. The typical size is 1,050 square feet as far as what most stores are. We have a 1,400 square feet building, so it's a lot bigger. So we did have to challenge the architect to make some different plans with our drawing. They typically leave a lot of lobby space in their drawings, and we have opted for them not to do that. We want to bring the store forward and have more space in the back of the house. So with most plans, they have open offices. We want a closed office. We asked for 2 bathrooms instead of 1 bathroom. We asked for 2 POS systems. We're changing the store from it being on the right side to the left side so that it can accommodate our drive-through. So definitely challenging them to get creative and come up with a different solution for our store to fit our needs. So we're excited to see the preliminary drawings. And then once we get the final drawings, we can start to work with the architects. So we are moving forward.